Yeah, man. Look, I'll be remiss if I don't ask you no DC question, man.
Come on with it,
Yeah, it's
Slim.
just
I
easy,
love it.
man. Look, I already know you're gonna be biased uptown, so I already know what band you're gonna say
Yeah,
first, man.
yeah,
But
yeah, of
but
course.
but, but give me your 3 top go-go bands, why you select them, and then give me the favorite spot you like to go see your go-go man at.
Uh, of course, back. You know
I
what I
knew that. I knew
mean.
that was
Number
number
one,
one. Big
back. You know
G.
what I mean. G, my cousin, man. That's
Okay,
actually my
that's
family,
real
man.
blood there.
That's my
Okay.
yeah. And it's like it's crazy to be in a position I'm in now because when I was young and I used to tell people G was my cousin, nigga, that nigga ain't your
Right,
cousin.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
now I'm in a position where people say they
Right
my
now,
cousin, and
G
niggas be
said
like,
Chico, my cousin.
he might. You know what I mean? But back, UCB. And back, of course, just because back to me is, that's the blueprint for my era. You know, everybody followed behind back, and what back did. So back UCB because when I was young, you know what I mean, early 2000s. Like that was the band that they was the youngest, you know what I'm saying, and we was just in that sound that they came out with, they kind of switched the sound of what we was usually listening to, you know what I mean? And then TCB, I had to go
Polo.
TCB Polo and them because we ended up moving from Northwest. We moved to Northeast, right up the street from where Edgewood and all
Okay,
that.
yeah, it's
So
it.
that's their
Polo
area,
land
you know
right
what I
there,
mean?
yeah.
Right. So you know what I mean? TCB just because they switched the sound too, you know what I mean, with that bounce beat and all that, man. They did that. So and I would say the Black Hole, man.
Black
You know what
Hole.
I mean? That was my first go-go I ever went to was the Black Hole, man. And I remember being in there the first time I ever went in there, man. The girls from 640, man. I think they was call themselves the No Limit Honeys at that time. If I'm not mistaken, I
Right.
could be wrong. Don't quote me on that, but I know they was them. Mrs. was walking around the club deep as a motherfucker in the line, end up whooping the nigga. The girls whooped 2 niggas, and I'm like, man, wait a minute, this is my first time. I ain't even supposed to be in there. I'm like, what the fuck is this? But then just the party of it, but what was so dope because once you get to going in there, you see all the people you know what I mean? And I always used to tell people when they ask me, out of towners ask me about the go-go, I'm like, man, as far as that Black Hole go, and the icebox, all them, little, I never made it what's
Metro.
no, the big one.
Coliseum.
Not the Coliseum. God damn, I seen a tape, a back playing in there. It was the Ibex.
Oh, Ibex, okay.
Yeah, that was the one I wanted
And that
to go
was
to.
uptown.
Yeah, but I
Right.
wouldn't. I ain't never. They closed it before I was old enough to
Okay,
get in there. They
okay.
wasn't playing in the Ibex, but
Okay.
I used to tell people all the time, like, man, the thing about the go-go is, if you beefing, don't go,
Right, yeah.
because whoever you beefing with is in
They
there.
in there. They in there.
They in there all the
They in
way.
there.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
what's yours?
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
yours? I got to get your 3
Yeah,
favorite.
I'm going with Junkyard.
Junk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Junkyard
Okay.
Bud, Chuck,
Okay.
and Essence.
And Essence.
Yeah, but I love back. But I'm just saying, but them the 3 right there that I mess with. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
all the way.
Yeah. Bud. Shorty was a beast on that Junkyard joint.
Oh
man.
yeah, I
me
got
talking.
that's one of the bands. Them and Groovers. I ain't never really listened to thoroughly like that, so I'm gonna have to.
Big G always say that Bud is somebody who inspired him. You know what I'm saying? From the
Right.
junkyard to the backyard,
Backyard, right.
And then start the thing. But Big G bad boy, he don't need no introduction.
Right,
But
most definitely.
let me ask you, why you think Go-Go never went mainstream?
Because it's so authentic to us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I think that it's so authentic to us that it's hard for people to be able to understand the culture without coming here 1st.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Like the most of the places that we know or that's on the map is because they had a major rapper to come out and tell a story of wherever they from.
You dropping jewels,
know what I mean?
Chico.
I mean, that's the reality.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
most of the places that like I done been all over America.
Yeah.
And a lot of the places that you go to that I'm talking about hood surprise you. And the reason why is because they never had a major rapper. Like places like Omaha, Nebraska, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. These are some of the most treacherous places you can go to, but you would never know. People say Racine, you know what I mean? Like East St. Louis, all them places like that. You go and you thinking like, man, what's going on? But because nobody ever came to narrate their story, that's why you don't know. And in with regards to DC, everybody knows go-go music, but we ain't never had nobody to be able to narrate the story the way that we needed it to be narrated for it to go nationwide. And it's just authentic to us. It's so authentic that a lot of people feel like it's too much for them to adapt to because they like, man, I don't really understand why, I don't get it, you know what I mean? And you had to come to the city to be able to really get it. And I think either we ain't had nobody narrate it the way we needed to, or we ain't have the spotlight put on us to be able to tell a story around the music that we needed for it to go all the way mainstream. I mean, like, it was on its way, Def Jam in the 80s and all that.
Doing the butt.
Yeah, all that, you know what I mean? We had a few Jones that went mainstream, and then we had, like Nonchalant with the 5 o'clock in the morning. We had a few songs that kind of went, but we ain't never had nobody really shed that light on that part of us, the music, to really make it go.
Everybody who hear it, they love it. I seen Mike Epps get interviewed before. He said he went to a go-go. He said he got to dance. He said he looked up. He danced the whole hour with no break.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, and that's the part that we ain't never been able to have that. People come here to be able to see it, or us take it to wherever somebody else at. You know what I mean? We taking the whole go-go to Detroit or Chicago, and if we was able to, if we'd have did that, in my opinion, I think it would have went a little bit better, because it would have gave people an understanding. Because everybody got their local thing. You know what I'm saying? Even without the rap music, you go, they got their local thing, but ours is so authentic to DC. I think it just was, it was hard for people to gravitate towards it.
Exactly. What was some of your favorite clothing urban lines in DC coming up?
Oh, man, Madness, All Day, Shooters, you know what I mean, DDTP.
People forget about DDP.
Yeah, DDTP. What else? Shooters.
Yeah, you said Shooters.
Shooters. Who else, man? Was Dada DC?
Now they had the hats. I think they was from between here and Baltimore. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
They cranked the hats.
Them.
Yeah, they blew up the hats.
Yeah, but Madness for sure. I remember when Madness came out with the keychains, the Jones, with the reflectors on them. Man, that's why I couldn't wait to get one of them. I remember walking down Georgia Avenue with the money, just excited to go get one of them. And, all the way, man. And the first time I came to your shop, man, I think I was probably like in 7th grade, 7th, 8th grade. The first time I got took over there, my Uncle Reggie took me over there. Took me to the All Day shop and bought me the hoodies when y'all first came out with the two-tone Jones. I got one of them, so I'm all the way tuned into the DC. And
yeah, it'd be amazing. I'd be hearing the story like IDK, the rapper, the homie. He was like, man, he said, man, and I went over there. He said that was like Christmas time. Like, you only get All Days or one of the Urban Pearl on holidays and Christmas, right?
Yeah, because it was all the way there. You know what I mean? And me, like I said, I've been buying my own clothes since I was 13. So once I got to that point, that's what I was doing. And then I used to, like, down Lifestyles, used to be a store called Lifestyle on 7th Street. Yeah, you know what I mean? And they used to close the door when I came in there. That's how, and I was doing that as a younger, you know what I'm saying? So I was always into fashion. That's always been my thing. Because I'm from here. That's what a lot of people always interview me like. It's a saying, people ain't nobody clean as Chico Bean and all that. When people ask me about it, I'm like, man, I'm from the city. Like, my influence didn't come from watching music videos. It came from going outside. You know what I mean? And the guys I saw that I wanted to dress like and be like was walking up and down the streets of my city. So that's where I get my influence and my fashion from. And I've been buying my own clothes so long that I done been able to develop my style just because wasn't nobody dressing me. I was dressing myself, so it's easy for me.
Right, and that's funny you say that, because even when you hear Kanye West get interviewed, he say he came in a couple of summers when he's a young kid, and it gave him inspiration on a lot of style with the polos and different stuff, and he looking at it as a fashion guru now. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And we be talking all day about Puff and his inspiration it was on him. So that was good. You took the culture out there and did your thing, man. Because you definitely be clean as a
still pushing it too, man. You know what I mean?
Clean,
everywhere I go, I'm still pushing it. Like anytime people ask me, where my influence come from, the reason why I can be so influenced by other places is because I love where I'm from, and I'm so secure with where I'm from that I can appreciate the things that are similar in other places to where I am from. But at the end of the day, man, I'm from the city, man. You know what I mean? And it's bottom line.
Yeah. And speaking of the city, DC, man, tell me how Marion Barry, man, what do you mean to you?
That's my president, man.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's why I see the president, man. That's the greatest politician ever to me because of what he did for the city. Like, all politicians are liars, you know what I mean? But to be a great politician, you got to be a con artist. And ain't nothing wrong with that because that's just the name of the game. But who you conning for? You know what I'm saying? The thing is, most politicians ain't never conned on our behalf. Marion Barry did. Marion Barry made it so the people that look like him and the people in his city could eat and really like that summer job program saved so many lives, man. I'm a product of the summer job program. I worked down DPW, you know what I mean, all that throughout the summertime. And what he did for the city and just for the youngest in my generation. Like a lot of people don't even know that, you know, the thing that made it possible for a lot of us to go to college from the city was DC Tag, DC Leap. And what that was is just if you from the city, you pay in-state tuition basically wherever you go, and you know the DC covered the difference. Marion Barry had a big hand in creating that program with Bill Clinton, so you know what I mean, it's the greatest ever to me.
And all my kids use it too, so I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah,
about. DC
exactly.
Tag.
Yeah, it's the greatest,
You
man.
get up to $10,000
All the way.
towards your